Hello everybody and welcome to this general walkthrough of all 9 holes of the Maple Bay course, which is going to feature of course in the Maple Bay 9-hole Cup coming into the game very soon. If you're new to the channel, a very warm welcome. Please do hit thumbs up on the video, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell button as well so you get notified when we go live or upload new content. I will be live streaming qualifying rounds and final rounds in all divisions, and it is my intention to go completely free to play on my 2 master accounts as well. Brilliant opportunity to step up. So if you're looking at stepping up, I'm now going to go through all 9 holes as usual with the diagrams, with some arrows, landing points marked, and some elevations with some suggestions of approaches, what clubs to use on all 3 tees, so all 4 divisions that are available. So please do bear in mind these are only suggestions and you've got to choose the route you prefer, and you will need to adapt the elevations and the spins as necessary depending what wind directions and strengths we're going to get. If you're going to step up to master for the first time, definitely worth studying from 3rd tee. This course is currently in Tour 11, so the players in master that are regulars on Tour 11 will be at an advantage here. So if you are stepping up, get some homework done here, because it's going to be a little bit tougher out there being as the course is on Tour 11. Starting with hole number 1 then, and another hole where here we have a choice of 2 routes to play. For me, I prefer the black line on the right hand side, so be bouncing before that right hand fairway bunker with a good amount of topspin and some right spin as well, carrying the ball right down towards the end of that little piece of fairway. 10% extra on the drive. However, if we do have strong tailwind, leave yourself a bit of room before the sand, maybe just 15 or 20%, just in case there's a risk of otherwise carrying directly into the fairway bunker. So make sure you bounce over comfortably and roll onto the fairway. From there, you do have a thorn short iron shot, also played 10% extra. Problem here is it is difficult to get a consistent landing spot. I have had things dialed in the past, and it is possible that we can use yardage notes here, so do start writing down your yardages whenever you can, in the hope that you might drop something early on and gives you something to work with for the rest of the tournament. The other option here is, if you're brave, you can go for a dunk, or you can also play a max backspin shot with the thorn. So couple of things there on the right side. On the left, with the white arrows bouncing over onto the little piece of fairway on its own there. But this one, for the second shot for me, even though it is admittedly the best chance at an eagle, it is a rough bump and you will need to be careful making your adjustment, because if you have tailwind, you're adjusting down into the sand, so be very, very careful on your elevation here. It's not the widest patch of rough, but it's not the thinnest either, so there is an element of risk. But if you feel confident going for it and you don't mind going for a rough bump, it is a brilliant chance, and that is the white route from the left hand side and then going into the green from there. Haven't put any elevation on that rough bump because it does vary depending what wind direction you have. Hole number 2 then, a par 5, and you are going to need a power 3 ball here. I only play the route that's illustrated here with the white lines. I don't use the other patch of fairway. So the right hand route, then 10% on the drive, and I'm going to use some top spin as well, and a little bit of side spin if necessary. Get the ball as far down as possible. The par 5s are quite long in the Maple Bay, hence the need for a power 3 ball. From there, you're going to have a wood club to the green. Now, the best chance you got here is a possible albatross, going where the blue cross is marked there, up to the top of the diagram. Bounce first there, then the second bounce is going to be in the rough, and then you will roll out of the rough towards the pin for a good chance at albatross. If you don't fancy that, then you can play slightly further to the right and just curl it in a little bit with left curl and left spin, and just go kind of around the houses, but it takes out the sand and the rough there. But as I said, that is your best chance at an albatross on hole number 2. Hole number 3 then, the first of the par 3s. Very nice one here, 20% general elevation. The white arrow I've got here I do think is the best option for a hole in one. If you're not feeling that confident from left side front tee, you could play on the right as well with some left curl. But as I said, my preferred option is here, shown on the diagram. And it's going to be the same for all 3 tees, really. You're going to be long iron from front tee and also second tee. Third tee, you're going to be playing with the wood club with any type of wind. Obviously with elevations from third tee and obviously Master Division, the wind is going to be stronger, so you might need to go up to 30% rather than 20%. But bouncing over there with some spin, bit of right spin needed, take you towards the pin. The blue cross there does indicate a rough bump, which we have tried in previous tournaments with 3 bars of right spin. However, now that we have things like the Ruby ball at our disposal with like power 3, wind 3, side spin 5, is that then going to be a better choice? If you've got the Ruby balls and you want to spend a couple, might be interesting to see if we can make this rough bump with a side spin 5 ball to get rid of the need to use curl. But it's going to be interesting here, and a very good chance for a hole in one if you can get your stuff dialed in. Hole number 4, and you've got 2 options here, wind dependent of course. Black line in crosswind or headwind, that's the route you're going to take. Third tee, if you get a really strong headwind, you may want to lay up on that first patch of fairway. Otherwise, you are going to bounce over. Top spin, left curl going to be needed. The top of that second piece of fairway does have quite a steep slope on it, so you're not going to roll into the rough top right of the diagram. 10% on the drive. From there, usually we will play at 0%. You can use a club with a good amount of backspin, but the best chance for an eagle is going for the rough bump immediately before the green, where that red cross is marked there. That is going to give you the best chance for the eagle. If we get tailwind, yeah, time to strap on power 5 ball, send it 10%, straight over the water, straight over the boats, and usually you want to be clipping the rough and rolling out nicely for a wedge, or at worst, you're going to have a short rough iron chip for the eagle. So if they do give us some tailwind here, you're going to see people absolutely blast it over the water on hole number 4. And another par 5 now, hole number 5. Again, power 3 ball going to be needed. And from rookie tee, the black line, if you get tailwind, we can actually bounce directly onto that middle bit of fairway and even maybe roll out onto the next piece of fairway as well. Otherwise, bounce yourself over to what we'll be doing from middle tee and the back tees as well. Going to need some curl, top spin and left spin there, pro, expert and master, playing 10% extra on the drive. And the idea is to get as near to that middle patch of fairway at the end of it as possible. That is then going to leave you a 10% elevation shot with a wood club. And if you're far down, we might be able to play with sniper and go max backspin. However, usually we will bounce over on that little square patch of fairway just before the tip of the arrow. I would suggest packing a 180-yard wood club here, just in case you go short on the drive, here on hole number 5. Hole number 6 then, second par 3, plenty of options here. Let's talk about the black line first. Rookie tee, this one is, because obviously the rookie and pro tees set more to the right than the master tee, which is the left where the white line comes from. So the rookie is going to be bouncing where that shadow is from the lamppost, and basically you're playing a shot which is kind of round the angles, and it takes the slope and the design of the hole into consideration. You are going to roll down towards the pin from the top right corner of the green, and you'll never need to worry about rolling down too far. The ball will always stop in a couple of squares from the pin. 20% extra there. Blue line from middle tee. We do have an option for a rough bump. However, be careful here. Going to depend what the angle of the wind is. It is a fairly thin patch of rough, not massively large, but not totally minuscule. You know, there are worse. However, what you need to worry about here is if you are adjusting down into the sand or further up onto the green, because they will affect the elevation of your shot in terms of aim point. So build that into your adjustment. Be careful though, one tiny slip in pull angle here, you will either plug yourself in the sand or miss the rough completely. but it's a very, very good chance for a hole-in-one. So you need to work out and weigh up whether you want to take that risk, bearing in mind it is a mini, there isn't much time to dial in, but there's going to be quite a lot of tie-break opportunities, so any advantage you can get might be worth the risk. White line here we have from Master T, third T, 20% I've written here, but also if we do get tailwind in Tour 11, we usually play this 30% max with our wood club. Plenty of backspin, 5 to 6 bars of backspin, couple of bars of right spin. Bouncing over, you want to be landing just right at the pin because the ball will then roll back down for a potential hole-in-one. So lots of options there depending what tee you are playing and if you fancy a rough bump or not on hole number 6. Hole number 7, not really too much to choose between here in terms of routes. The white line definitely from Rookie and most likely Pro and Expert, bouncing on the island there with some topspin and left spin. Get yourself down that next piece of fairway. 10% extra, but be careful, if you do adjust into the sand you will lose distance on your shot. You might want to consider pushing up half a ring to a ring just to compensate dropping down when you adjust. The black line there, probably from third tee, you're going to have to bounce there with your APOC, get plenty of topspin on it, plenty of curl and get yourself as far down as you can. Once you've done that, second shot 10% extra. With the bunker where it is, you don't really have room to go directly at the pin with backspin. So what you're going to need to do here is bounce further up and then use the slope at the top of the green to roll back down to the pin. See plenty of people dropping eagle on this in Tour 11. So it is a good chance. The Thorn Good Ball Guide is helpful as well. 10% extra on the second shot, hole number 7. Hole number 8. Looks very, very simple on this overview, but it is not. It is massively downhill. We call this the Island Shootout in Tour 11. 35% extra elevation here, regardless of what tee you're using. So, Tour 11 players going to have an advantage here. Pretty difficult from the third tee. Some people do a very nifty little wood and driver switchover shot here in certain winds. But talking from Pro, Expert, Rookie, Rookie is going to be obviously using the long iron, bounce over. The black cross is usually the landing point. However, you can also aim a little bit further back and to the right as well and use a bit of left spin to get you in towards the pin. Pro and Expert, yep, going to be using sniper here and going to be wood club also for third tee, but most likely Cataclysm depending on the wind as well. 35%, as I said, extra elevation. And be warned here though, there is quite a noticeable secondary bounce wind effect. Once you've landed on that island, it's increasingly downhill towards the green, so the wind does affect the trajectory of the ball quite a lot on this one. So may look simple here on the screen, but when you're playing it, you've got to be very careful. If you don't get the elevation right or your adjustment right, you're going to end up in the sand on hole number 8. And finally on to hole number 9. Black line first. Rookie and sometimes Pro Expert we would play this line. Bouncing over from Rookie division or Pro and Expert, we can do double bounce as well. Get onto that little circle of fairway there in the middle of the diagram. 0% here, and from there, definitely this is going to be the way forward for rookies, I would think. 10% second shot bouncing where the red cross is, and applying spins to bounce over the rough to the green. White line here we could be doing in Pro and Expert as well if we have good wind for it. Definitely going to go white line from rear tees for Master Division. 0% I've put here, but sometimes depending on the wind strength, I might go 5 or 10% on this drive, especially from third tee. Bouncing where the blue cross is, top spin, right curl needed, get yourself far down there. Going to need a power 3 ball here. Would definitely suggest you bring a 180 yard wood club. Big Dog, Cataclysm, going to be what you need here on hole number 9. Second shot, white line, you're bouncing, obviously different angle to the pin, but a very good chance for an albatross here. Bouncing where the blue cross is, straight over there, get that ball guide to the hole, get your adjustment right, and an albatross here will be great in terms of tiebreaker in the Maple Bay 9-hole Cup. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this with your friends in the game and your clanmates as well. Good luck in the tournament, and I will look forward to seeing you on stream very soon. Bye for now.